We are in Adobe Illustrator Creative Cloud, and we're going to explore the image trace tool. This image trace tool becomes really useful if you have an image that you're going to bring in from somewhere. Maybe it's a very clear photograph, maybe it's a drawing that you have scanned in through a scanner, perhaps it's an image you have found online, and you want to convert that image into a vector object. Of course, the advantage of having a vector object is that it becomes scalable or resizable without becoming pixelated, and of course you can use it on other devices like cutting and etching and laser cutting machines, and so there's a number of advantages to converting something to a vector. If you're not clear on the difference between a bitmap image and a vector image, it's really important that you go and do a search inside YouTube and just find a tutorial that explains the difference between bitmap and vector. Because once you understand the difference, then this tool will become a lot more useful and it'll make a lot more sense. So I'm going to continue assuming that you already know the difference between those two. All right, so let's have a play with the tool, shall we? I'm going to bring in a JPEG into my artboard. So File and Place. I'm going to now choose this image here of the eagle. You can see that it's a JPEG file. All right, and click the Place button. And I'm just going to stretch out the size that I want and let go. Okay, this is a reasonably large file for Illustrator, so no doubt Illustrator will spend some time thinking about the image trace. In order for image trace to work, the first thing you need to do is make sure it is selected. The object that you are going to trace has to be selected. You can see these little handles around this image. That means this image is now selected, and because of that, this toolbar across the top of the screen is relevant or relative to the image. And there's the image trace button. I could just hit that button straight away, and the computer will just kind of calculate and throw a random setting at it, and it gives me that. Okay, and depending on your project, that might be really fantastic if that's the look you're going for. But I want to explore exactly the power of image trace a bit more. So I'm going to Control and Z to undo. All right, let's select the object again, back to image trace, but this time I'm going to click on the little arrow next to it. That little arrow gives me a number of options, and I'm actually interested in a little bit of color in my eagle. I'm just going to choose the 3-color option, and let's see what kind of results I get with the 3-color option. I'll let it do some calculations. And that's actually giving me quite a nice image. And I'm going to be quite happy with that result. That will fit in with my design perfectly. Okay, so it's now a vector object. It is still selected. I've still got these little boxes around. And now this button has changed from image trace to expand. I'm going to click expand. And you probably recognize this now. I can see all my all those anchor points and paths. And because I can now see the anchor points and paths, I could actually use the direct select tool and all the other tools to change those paths and change the colors. So there's one more step I need to do, and that is to ungroup them, because at the moment this is a grouped object. All of these paths, anchor points, it's all grouped. So I just need to ungroup it, and I get to this ungroup option by right-clicking with my mouse button. So right-click, anywhere on the image, select ungroup. Okay. Even though visually nothing's changed, if I now click out of the object, I can actually now choose individual components, individual paths, individual groups. And I can continue editing, changing colors, and reshaping the shape of my eagle with all the other Adobe tools. So we have now successfully converted a JPEG into a vector graphic using the image trace tool.